Hi friends, I'm teacher Luke and I just took an official Duolingo practice test and I saw a new speaking question that looks like this. Here you can see it's called prepare to have a conversation. However, I think that it will be called interactive speaking when it is officially released. And what you are doing is having a conversation with one of the Duolingo characters based on different topics. They will ask you 8 questions and you have 35 seconds per question to answer. So this speaking question is not currently on the official practice test. However, what normally happens is that Duolingo update the practice test first, and then within a few weeks, they'll update the official exam with the new questions. So let's take a look at me answering these questions on the official practice test so you can get an understanding of what this question entails.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about neighborhoods. Describe some common sounds that can be heard in a neighborhood.
Okay, so some common sounds that can be heard in a neighborhood. You can hear dogs barking, cats meowing, kids playing, cars being parked or cars driving. These are some of the most common sounds, but I guess it depends exactly what type of neighborhood you live in. If you live in a city, then you might hear people having a party or celebrating something, perhaps having a barbecue if it's a sunny day.
Okay, I've got a different question. Tell me about what makes a neighborhood special.
Okay, that's a really interesting question. What makes a neighborhood special? Well, again, it depends what type of neighborhood you live in, but let's say we live in a city, then what makes it special is, of course, the people. If you live in a big city, it's likely you'll have a lot of people in your community, and getting to know them and building up a sense of trust with the people in the community is what makes it special. There are also other things too, like local shops or secret bakeries or cafes, which can make it special as well.
Thanks! I have another question. Describe how weather affects neighborhood life.
Oh, weather absolutely has a great effect on neighborhood life. For example, I live in the UK, and in the winter where it's dark and rainy a lot, then we don't really see our neighbors very often. However, when spring comes and when it's summertime, I actually see my neighbors really often. They're either cleaning their cars or having a picnic or a barbecue in our street or local park, and we often actually get together to enjoy the nice weather. So of course, weather has a great impact on the type of community you live in.
Thanks! Let me ask you another question. Describe how transportation options influence how accessible a neighborhood is.
Yeah, of course, transportation is key to any neighborhood or city life. Where I live, we have very limited transportation options. You either have to drive or you have to walk somewhere. So if you want to go somewhere far, then you have to drive. However, if a neighborhood has good public transportation, like lots of major cities have, then that really will affect the neighborhood's style and community, because people will be coming in easily from all other parts of your town or city.
Thanks for discussing neighborhoods with me. Now I'd like to change topics and ask you a few questions about anti-stress techniques.
Oh, wow.
Tell me why people may use meditation or yoga to feel calmer.
Nowadays, mental health is such a major issue, especially for younger people. I think we tend to get stressed out a lot more than older people do or used to. So a lot of people are doing yoga or meditation in order to just take a break, focus on themselves, focus on their breathing and their bodies. I believe those types of activities or exercises can be greatly beneficial, especially in this modern world where we're so busy and we get notifications all the time.
I see. Let me ask you another question. How does setting priorities and creating schedules aid in stress management?
Yes, those are two really important aspects of stress management. By setting priorities, you will know exactly what the most important things you need to do are, and then you can hope to achieve those quickly throughout the day. For me, the reason I get stressed out is when I don't actually do what I'm supposed to do, or I don't complete my priorities. So setting priorities and completing them is essential for stress management.
I see. I've got a different question.
Okay.
Discuss the role of technology in either reducing or increasing stress.
Okay, I might sound like an old man here, but I believe that my phone increases my stress levels immensely. I'd be very happy if I could live without my phone. However, that's just not possible in today's modern life. The reason that my phone makes me stressed out is that it is constantly beeping. Even though I have it mostly turned off, notifications turned off, I still feeling the notifications on my phone. And if I see that red symbol pop up, it's really difficult for me not to check, and that makes me stressed out.
Interesting. I've got a different question. How can understanding the sources of stress influence the effectiveness of anti-stress techniques?
Ooh. Yes, of course, identifying the sources of stress will be greatly helpful to limiting or reducing your stress. You need to know what the problem is before you come up with a solution. So you have to think about why you are stressed out. Most people are stressed out because they are not doing what they know they should be doing, and that builds up inside in your mind or your body, and then you feel anxiety or stress because of that. So yeah, of course, if you know what you need to do, that would be helpful. Too short.
Thanks for talking about anti-stress techniques with me. Have a nice day.
Okay, so what you might have noticed in this new question type is that you are participating in a conversation with one of the Duolingo test characters. On my practice test, the Duolingo character asked me 8 questions and gave me 35 seconds to respond to each question. And there were 2 different topics. The first topic was about communities, and the second topic was about stress management. That was a bit surprising for me. I thought it was just going to be based on one topic, but actually it was based on 2 topics. So some quick thoughts. I quite like this question type. I thought it was very natural and quite interesting to talk about. The 35 seconds you have to speak for me felt quite short, but of course I'm a native British speaker, so speaking for 35 seconds is not that tricky for me, but for second language learners that could feel like a long time. I thought the topics were interesting and more specific than I was expecting. So what do you think? Do you like this type of question? Write yes or no in the comments. I just want to emphasize one more time that this question type has not yet been added to the official exam, but I reckon it will be added within a month or so. So if you're planning to take the test, just presume that it will be on it, and that's the best way to prepare. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. It was just a quick update video. Now what I recommend you do is watch this writing video here. It's about interactive writing. This question type will definitely be on the official exam because it was only introduced last year. Watch this video, it'll give you lots of tips to help you succeed on this writing question. Okay, thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel because I will be giving lots of updates on this new question in the next couple of weeks. Okay, thank you very much and I'll see you soon. Bye.